The gloves are coming off. We're about to go full court press. It's time to play ball. Listen in as we tackle everything in the world of sports right now. Throw your hat in the ring at 516-572-7440. Huddle up. This is WHPC Sports Talk on the voice of Nassau Community College, 90.3 WHPC.
Oh, I am not the voice that you thought you were going to hear.
No.
Not at all. And I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. Nick Ohrnberger is on assignment today, so for some reason, he gave me the reins. I don't get it. But now I got to host two sports shows this week. Uh-oh, one at the beginning, one at the end. Oh, no, my butt. I do a great job. Dan Morales, alongside Eric Fischetti. I'm good, Dan. How are you?
I'm doing good. I mean, the Pro Bowl wasn't good at all.
Well, what else?
It's the Pro Bowl.
And another news, water is wet. And of course, we have Ross Levine. Ross, how are you today?
I'm doing good.
Normally you were talking to a mic so I can hear you.
Come on,
sorry about that.
No, you're good.
Yeah.
How's everything going? Everything good?
Doing good.
Everything hunky-dory?
Yes.
All right, fan-freaking-tastic.
That's great.
So, obviously, there was a very special thing in football that happened, or that is currently happening this week. This is, in fact, the week after the Pro Bowl.
Yes.
Yeah.
The week after the Pro Bowl.
Mike Evans intercepted a pass. Saquon Barkley played defense. So did Alvin Kamara.
Ezekiel Elliott played offense, played quarterback.
Jason Garrett still is a coach. I don't get it.
I don't know how he's a coach, but
you know what?
It's okay.
Yeah, of course.
It's not like it's the end of the world. Todd Bowles not a coach anymore, so we can be happy about that.
Yeah, but Jason Garrett shouldn't be a coach either. I'm sorry. I just never liked the man.
Neither should Adam Gase, but he's now the new head coach.
I think I'd rather trust Gase than what's his name?
Bowles?
Garrett.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Oh, wow. You really think that?
Yeah.
I mean, do you see the way that man looked?
It doesn't matter if he wins. I don't care.
He's on something.
He can look like the damn Cookie Monster.
He looked like the devil possessed him.
It's fine as long as they win.
That's not fine at all. How can you let a man run your team that you don't know? Man, this man could be playing the Ouija board upstairs in the office.
Literally,
you don't know what's happening.
Dan, literally, he's giving that phrase: "Play well or I'll kill you." You know, a new different meaning. I'm telling you that right now.
A literal meaning right now.
No, of course, but you know, if that means I'm literally playing for my life, I'm playing for my job, I'm playing for my life. It's all good.
Literally.
But anyway, the Super Bowl is this week.
Yes,
the LA Rams and the New England Patriots.
Again.
You got it's been years since the Rams and the Patriots met in the Super Bowl. It was originally called the greatest show on turf. Will it surpass that? Probably not, because that was a great Rams team against honestly a very underrated Patriots team.
Yes.
But people feared that the Patriots might run over the Rams. They could be right. They could also be wrong. But you got Patriots fans and Tom Brady at Gillette for the whole send-off. It's like, oh, we'll be here again next year. All right, cool. Yeah, sweet. You know, nice. Having the war chants, we're still here. Yeah, we know that. We can't get you to leave.
Yeah.
That's the problem.
Tom Brady leading that chant.
Look, I don't know what it is. There's just something about the New England Patriots that just irk me. Oh, wait. I got it. They win too much.
Oh, really?
They're always there. But, listen, I had the privilege of watching my team beat them twice, so that's fine with me.
Yep.
But, look, this is going to be a very interesting Super Bowl. Mm-hmm. Madden 19 had a simulation of Rams-Patriots. You know who they had winning?
Rams.
The Rams by a touchdown. So it's interesting. It's actually quite interesting. Do I believe that right now? No, probably not. Probably not. Not right now.
By the way that I see this game going,
right?
I truly do not believe that the Los Angeles Rams are going to win. I really want them to win, and deep in my heart. But I think that Tom Brady, Bill Belichick, they're going to come out with something. They're going to come out with something different. They're going to attack the Rams. They're going to beat them. They're going to hit them where it hurts the most. And I feel like the Patriots are going to come out hot in the first half like they usually do, but then they're going to cool off in the second half, and the Rams going to come back, make it a little interesting.
But we are going to have a lot of time for football, but we actually have to get to a little bit of breaking news. A breaking news from Adrian Wojnarowski, which I actually broke on the Nassau Morning Madhouse this morning, where I'm not supposed to talk sports, but I got so distraught, and I was actually quite surprised. And we ran a poll. And for those of you that don't know, Anthony Davis of the New Orleans Pelicans wants out of New Orleans.
New Orleans fans, how you feeling?
Yeah.
What a bad week. What a bad week for anyone that likes New Orleans sports. But from Bleacher Report, Rich Paul, who is the agent of Anthony Davis, informs the Pelicans that Davis will not sign an extension and request a trade per Wojnarowski of ESPN. Now, we ran a poll on our Twitter page, WHPC Sports Talk. By the way, follow us. There were a couple of potential landing spots for Anthony Davis if the Pelicans decide to trade him. Obviously, you have the Lakers.
Yep, obviously. Which,
honestly, I can see totally. And as I'm getting up the poll right now, we have 11 votes currently on this poll.
Correct.
And verbatim, it's who has the best chance of landing at Anthony Davis in a trade. And comment below which teams are involved and what they have to give up to acquire them. So we have the Los Angeles Lakers.
Yep.
The Houston Rockets.
Okay.
The Boston Celtics. And quite a surprise, actually, the Brooklyn Nets. Now, it's an overwhelming favorite right now. At 64%, the votes are for the Los Angeles Lakers.
Yes. And I can agree with that.
And wouldn't you think, being that the Los Angeles Lakers are involved, this has LeBron James written all over it? Because we heard a couple of weeks ago him saying, I would love to play with Anthony Davis.
Yep.
First off, who wouldn't? But
who also wouldn't love to play with LeBron?
Kyrie Irving.
Kyrie misses it. Did he apologize to LeBron? Do you hear about that too?
No. He didn't necessarily apologize for, acting like a jackwagon. What he did was basically say, hey, I was wrong in terms of, being the younger player. I should have just stayed the course, listened to you, and all that stuff like that. It's not that he didn't want to play with him. Maybe at that specific time he didn't want to play with him, but, Kyrie's doing pretty okay in Boston right now.
The Boston, they have their ups and downs, if you see in their season.
Oh, of course.
Like they're not standing out the way they should, the way they did last year.
Definitely not.
So I think it was when Gordon Hayward went down
It forced him to play like a team.
That forced him to play like a team, and sometimes they don't play like a team.
But what about when Kyrie went down?
That made them play. They had to play like a team.
They had to. But they played the Cavs very hard.
Look at the Lakers. Look at the Lakers.
You're right.
Without LeBron, they're horrible.
So being that
he literally got hurt, and then he basically, I saw a post that was like, trying to get the rookies trade market up, and they're all playing like garbage. And,
I guess so, but what's that going to do if they're not playing well?
Yeah, they're doing nothing. LeBron, I don't know when he's going to come back, but when he does, it's going to be like he's going to take over the league, and I feel it.
Now, I want to talk about the Lakers really quick, because it seems like an overwhelming favorite right now from the poll.
Yep.
And I think the consensus in the room is that the Lakers make the most sense.
Yes, it does. Because they need a big man.
Right. But if you're the Lakers...
They have the money, though.
If you're the Lakers, what are you giving up for Anthony Davis? You would have to start with Lonzo Ball. In my mind. You would have to start with Lonzo, maybe Kyle Kuzma, and Brandon Ingram.
Okay. Maybe...
It's tough.
Maybe I'll probably definitely Lonzo Ball has to go. And
couple of draft picks.
And I was thinking maybe a Josh Hart in draft picks.
Josh Hart, that's a good one too.
I think Lonzo Ball, Josh Hart in draft picks for Anthony Davis. He keep Ingram and he keep Kuzma.
Yeah, but Ingram becomes expendable.
No, but Ingram's also I think Ingram is the best out of those four. Out of Kuzma, Ingram, Ball, and Hart, I think, in my opinion, Ingram's the best. So I will give away Hart, because I think Hart's a very good player.
He is.
But I think he needs to leave the Lakers, and so does Lonzo Ball.
Okay, maybe Brandon Ingram this year has been underwhelming.
Underwhelming, very. But I also like Kyle Kuzma. Kyle Kuzma is playing very well, and I wouldn't want to give up the man that's basically taking over from LeBron's spot when he's not there.
Yeah. I guess, but how long do you have to wait?
We have to wait until LeBron comes back.
I mean, I don't know. I honestly think these guys really become expendable.
Who do you think they should trade for
the Lakers?
Anthony Davis, yes.
I think it starts with Ball.
Yes.
I think you have to trade Ingram at that point. I think, and let's be honest, this could just not be enough for Anthony Davis.
Yeah.
I would think you would have to do Kuzma, Ingram, Ball, and a couple of draft picks for Anthony Davis by himself.
Yeah.
If they want to throw another contract in there, I don't know who it would be, but I don't know. This seems like so much. I also wanted to bring up something else.
Yeah.
Because there was also a team that was not mentioned, and I want to bring it up to you guys. And that team is near and dear to all of our hearts, the New York Knicks. Now,
because we had nothing to trade.
No, but I'm going to read off, because Bleacher Report came out with the potential landing spots for Anthony Davis, and they put the Knicks as the best Eastern Conference team that could land him. Now, do I believe that? Absolutely not. But I want to read you guys the trade that would be potential.
We have Kristaps.
Right, but I want to read you guys the trade, the potential trade that what's her name, Bleacher Report put out. Now let me just see if I can.
Is Bleacher Reporter she? You said what's her name?
Yeah, whatever.
Is she a she now?
All right, so it's 2019. Wow. So I'm gonna read this trade, and I want you guys to think really, really hard before you say yes or no. Okay?
Okay, let me hear it.
So the New York Knicks receive Anthony Davis, Tim Frazier, and Wesley Johnson. The New Orleans Pelicans receive Tim Hardaway Jr., Kevin Knox, Frank Ntilikina, Mitchell Robinson, 2019 first-round pick unprotected, 2020 second-round pick from Charlotte via New York. That was the Willie Hernangomez trade.
Yep.
And a 2021 first-round pick top 1 protection. What do we think of that?
I wouldn't do that.
I wouldn't do it either. Now, what's the deal breaker in that trade? Is it Knox?
Yeah. Well, it's not just Knox. You're getting rid of draft picks.
Yeah, but here's the thing. If you get Anthony Davis, that obviously puts you up a lot and in a weak Eastern Conference. But I'm with you. I don't want to give up the draft picks. And to me, in all seriousness,
that's the Knicks' future.
That's what I'm saying. You're mortgaging your future?
Okay, I'm listening to this right now. Anthony Davis, you have Kristaps Porzingis,
right,
who is a very good big man. The Knicks don't need Anthony Davis. It would definitely help. Don't get me wrong.
I'm not going to say they don't need him.
They don't. Because Kristaps, he is Kristaps Porzingis. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So, but in my personal opinion, I think that they shouldn't. That future, you can't give up your future like that.
Right, but
future's what matters.
But before we go on, we do have a caller on the line. Caller, you're on WHPC Sports Talk. Hello? They hung up. Whoops. Okay. Well, you lost your chance.
You lost your chance to be on the greatest show on Monday from 5 to 6.
Oh, man. No, it's okay. Just
without
call
Nick
back.
Ohrnberger.
I don't know. Maybe. I would not be surprised. So, Dan, continue the point, because I know there was more to it.
Yes. So I just don't think you should give up your future. The Knicks, their team is not good enough right now. They have a few young players like Ntilikina and Kevin Knox. And when Porzingis gets healthy, that's not a bad start. That's not a bad starting lineup. And then if they build that over 3 more years, I feel like they can get. It's just the way they're tanking right now. We're getting Zion Williamson in the draft. So
now, are they tanking or they're just bad?
They're just bad. No, they're both.
Maybe.
Tanking.
But let me tell you guys something.
Tim Hardaway Jr. I like him. But
way too much money.
Way too much money.
And he takes way too many shots.
Kevin,
calm down.
I like what's his name? His Instagram name like ISO or something.
Alonzo Trier.
I like Alonzo Trier. He signed to like a small little contract this year, and I was very happy about that. He's proven himself a little bit, and I feel like these young guys. I feel like once they get league experience, like Kevin Knox get league experience, that dude he's gonna be really good in my opinion. You could say here first in 3 years, Kevin Knox is gonna be a superstar.
A superstar?
I think he's gonna be an all-star.
Whoa. Okay. Wait a minute.
3 years. Hot take.
Let's get that. That's like a flaming hot take. Right, I
say 3 years.
3 years. He's an all-star.
Kevin Knox gonna be an all-star.
Yeah.
They listen from your mouth to God's ears. Honestly, but
hey, I love New York and I want to see him prosper.
I love New York too. I want to see a competitive team. I don't care about playoff team. Just win games.
No,
please.
I want to see. But like. Zion,
obviously, I want the playoffs, but let's win games.
Let's win games. Hold on, we need to make a checklist. We need to win games first.
We need to win games. We need to get free agents, and we need to just go.
We need to be above 500. We need to get a lot of things.
I would like to tell you guys something else. This is from Chris Haynes of Yahoo Sports.
Yes, Chris Haynes.
The New York Knicks and the Los Angeles Lakers are preparing trade offers for Anthony Davis. The Knicks are the number one Eastern Conference candidate to trade for AD. He states that the Knicks have, quote, valuable trade chips in Kristaps Porzingis, Kevin Knox, and a potential first pick in the draft. Landing AD will also help the Knicks position themselves for Kyrie Irving or Kemba Walker. The Celtics are not a top target.
Wow.
See, now, this is a mouthful. Because if you ask me flat out, would I want Anthony Davis on the Knicks? I don't know anyone that wouldn't want Anthony Davis on their team.
Factual.
But that's a lot.
That's a lot to give up. Porzingis, Knox, first round number one pick.
I wouldn't do that. I wouldn't do
either.
If you just said Kristaps Porzingis, I don't even know if I would do that
That's
either.
future right there.
No, but even that, if you just said Porzingis for Anthony Davis, that's probably a yes, maybe. I would, honestly, I don't know anyone that wouldn't want to do that.
I may do a Kristaps Hardaway for Anthony Davis. Like, just give him a little
but like, just be honest. Is Anthony Davis better than Porzingis?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, not even close.
So yes, obviously I would want Anthony Davis over Porzingis straight up.
But I love Porzingis.
Yeah, so do I. But that's the thing. I would actually take a while to look at that. I would actually contemplate actually doing it. I'm not even kidding. This is such a pivotal time in the Knicks franchise because for once in our life, they're doing things right. They're not trading assets. They're letting the young kids play. They're seeing what they have for once. All right? Are you willing to mortgage that for Anthony Davis? An outstanding player.
No.
Now, do you punish him for playing in the West? Because the Pelicans haven't done anything. Even when it was the New Orleans Hornets, they weren't doing anything. Do you punish him for playing in the West?
No.
I can't. No. I honestly can't. The West is stacked.
The West is insane.
They used to do this. When the Knicks do stuff wrong, this is the move they would make. They would get rid of their future for one player.
Yep. And you know what I kind of compare that to, but there's a chance that it might not work out because it's the Knicks. Do you remember when the Eagles mortgaged their future to trade up to number 2 to pick Carson Wentz?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I'm kind of linking this to, because if you remember, the Eagles, I think, were several spots back, and they wanted Wentz bad, or Goff, whoever was there. They just wanted one of those top 2 quarterbacks. Now, it worked out for the Eagles in the sense that they won a Super Bowl, but you still don't know what Wentz is because he hasn't played in the playoffs or in the Super Bowl yet.
Or many regular season games.
Well, true, but still, this is basketball and football are such a different game. If I'm the Knicks, I'm not doing it. I'm not trading for Davis. I'm not doing it. He's an outstanding player, but it's way too much to give up. I'm sorry. I love Anthony Davis. I love watching him play. Literally, we coined the phrase when both you guys were in here on Beyond the Game. We coined the phrase Anthony Davis things when they when he single-handedly won a playoff series for the Pelicans. Yep. It was absolutely crazy.
Oh, against Oklahoma.
Yeah.
That was insane.
Wait, was it Oklahoma?
No. I always think Oklahoma was to make it into the playoffs. I remember that.
The Trailblazers.
The Trailblazers.
That was it. That was it. Because the Jazz beat the Thunder last year. But listen, if I'm the Knicks, I'm not doing that at all. But let's go to actually the hottest basketball team in New York, the Brooklyn Nets. Where did this come from?
I mean,
the Nets are 8-2.
They're very quiet, actually.
Right? They're very under the radar.
I haven't seen many posts about the Nets at all, and they're doing this good in the past 20 games.
I would have never guessed. Honestly, I would have never guessed. But the Brooklyn Nets are 8-2 in their last 10, 11-4 in their last 15. 11-4 in their last 15, and 15-5 in their last 20. That's insane. Now, what do you market the Nets' success to? To me, this is a resounding, easy answer. It's Kenny Atkinson.
Yeah.
Easily. Like, there were some points in the season where he wasn't really playing D'Angelo Russell in clutch moments in the fourth quarter. But listen, the Nets are like really, really good right now. And if you want to get in on the action, you have to call 516-572-0606. That is the temporary number right now. If you call 7440, unfortunately that number is not working right now, and we will not be able to put you on. So call 0606. I'm sorry.
I'm sorry.
It's the new phone system. I don't get it, but you know, it's technology. But guys, what do you think of the Nets' success right now?
I mean, it's going very. They're doing it very quiet. They're working in silence, and I like that. Like I have not really If you go on, if you're a normal like sports person like me, just follows a lot of sports pages, looks at a lot of basketball, baseball, NFL, I don't see the Nets. I see more Lakers, more like Bucks, more Rockets, more Celtics, and I don't see the Brooklyn Nets. But the Brooklyn Nets are 15-5 in their last 20 games,
and they are so much fun to watch.
And they're hot. D'Angelo Russell has ice in his veins. He's coming up as a true player.
Oh man, this team is like so good. Ross, what do you think of the Nets?
They are high. I did not expect that at all. I mean, but to me, what really made them really good, it's not even the fact that they don't have like old players. They have really nice young players, which are great.
Yes, they have a lot of players that can contribute. They have a lot of role players. I absolutely agree with you.
But they're not all-star. They're just good players. That's what I like about the Nets. They don't need an all-star. They just have.
They would
good
sure
players.
Like an all-star.
Yeah, they obviously like Anthony Davis. Yeah,
they would like Anthony Davis. But listen, Ed Davis is look. There's a Davis that they have, but Ed Davis on the Nets right now, the veteran presence, the off the bench guy, the team player, that goes a long way if you're the Nets, who's actually a relatively young team. But there's like a couple of guys that I really like on that. I love watching them play. As a Knicks fan, the Nets are a lot of fun to watch. Rondé Hollis-Jefferson is a lot of fun. Jared Allen is a lot of fun to watch.
He's pretty good.
Karis LeVert, when he comes back and he's 100%, he's going to be a lot of fun to watch.
Spencer Dinwiddie, he's been great.
Spencer Dinwiddie. This guy was nothing. And then he comes into the Nets and Kenny Atkinson turns him into like skills competition champion.
I think the main reason why if I ever watched the Nets is because of D'Angelo Russell.
D'Angelo Russell. Story.
If you want to think about it, when he got traded to the Nets from the Lakers, there was so much stuff going around and saying like, oh, it's like a punishment getting traded to the Nets. They're so bad. Like, there's a punishment to go there. Like, oh, you got traded to the Nets for what? A cheeseburger? Like
Brooke Lopez.
Literally. So like
a steal.
So basically, like, and he turned that.
Lopez.
He turned all that negativity, all that. Oh, you went to a team just to be bad. Like, they thought they're gonna be the Cleveland Browns of the NBA, but they're not. And he turned that around, and now he's showing that he can play in the NBA. He's doing it quietly, but he's on the rise. You're here to hear he's on the rise.
Listen, D'Angelo Russell, when he was with the Lakers, with that whole thing with Swaggy P, recording the conversations, looks like he learned from that. He looks like he's seasoned. He actually looks like the player that we thought he was going to be.
I agree with that.
And I like him a lot.
I do like him a lot. He doesn't look like the young, immature, fresh out of college kid that was on the Lakers doing dumb stuff.
No, he doesn't.
Now he looks like he's mature. Now he's looking like he focuses his life on basketball because he went from the Lakers to the Brooklyn Nets. He went to 2 different cities across the country.
Listen, again, this just goes back to the hierarchy. Sean Marks and Kenny Atkinson. Sean Marks, who was in the Spurs system, and Kenny Atkinson, I'm not really entirely sure where he was from. I don't remember right now, but obviously he's a New York guy. Yeah. Great, people like that. People from New York like people from New York.
It's a thing.
It's great. It's
because we understand how everyone thinks.
Yeah, but you know what? Kenny Atkinson is doing an outstanding job with the Brooklyn Nets. And listen, obviously right now they're a playoff team.
They can have that stadium. The Islanders can go somewhere else. That's all.
It seems like the Barclays Center is the place to be. What's going on with that?
I mean, I like going to the Coliseum.
I mean, listen, I do too, but let's be honest. If the playoffs happened at Barclays Center, that place would be filled.
I mean, but what happens if it happened at the Coliseum? We would have an earthquake.
Yeah, it's like, look, the earthquake coming out of Uniondale.
The earthquake coming out of Uniondale. Out of Nassau Community College.
Jeez, but listen, it's going to be a lot of fun.
Where are they building the new stadium? They're building that in Belmont. That's going to be cool. That's going to be cool.
That is going to be really cool.
I'm happy that's come back to the Island. Now, like, I'm not a big hockey person, but I do like the Islanders. I'm an Islander fan. One of my enjoyments of going to hockey games was that it was so close that it's like 20 minutes away. Like, it's enjoyable to go to. They're fun to go to. They're fun to watch. The hitting is great.
Of course.
It's like very fun. And I know all the rules of hockey. I know what's going on. I know the Islanders are hot right now. And
they are, and they're not playing a game until February 1st.
And they're just doing their thing. And I'm going to the game on February 2nd.
Oh yeah?
Yep, I can't. And
not bad.
At the Coliseum across the street from where we are right now. Eric.
Now, yes, I'm well aware of geography. Thank you,
I'm
letting I know. There's nothing wrong with that.
My grandpa listens in Florida, so like he doesn't know that. On his Alexa.
Oh yeah, nice.
On the Alexa. Alexa. Shout out Alexa. Anyway.
No, don't do that.
Oh no, I can't do that, right? Oh no.
Alexa, listen to WHPC.
Alexa, listen to WHPC. Is that what he said to do in the meeting?
Yeah.
I don't know. Yeah, that's what he said. Alexa, listen to WHPC.
I pay attention. So obviously we know that the Pro Bowl happened on Sunday, and there's also a discussion that I want to get into with both you guys who are very well into your sports knowledge. Now, obviously the Pro Bowl happened on Sunday, but another All-Star game happened. It was the NHL All-Star game.
Oh, that was very fun to watch.
Now, we put up a poll on WHPC Sports Talk on Twitter. By the way, follow us. And the question was, with the Pro Bowl and the NHL All-Star Game tonight and tomorrow, respectively, so we did that on Saturday, what's your favorite All-Star Game and festivities? So we got 10 votes. None of them voted for football. None of them. Are you shocked?
No, I'm not really shocked at all.
So, take a wild guess. Out of the 4 major sports, which one do you think they enjoyed the most?
I mean, my top two, out of people, my top two would probably be the baseball or basketball.
Okay, Ross, what do you think?
Probably hockey and basketball.
Hockey and basketball. So, basketball and hockey were actually tied at 30%.
Oh, wow.
And baseball got the rest. People's favorite All-Star games and festivities are baseball.
Yeah, the home run derby, bro.
The 2017 home run derby was my absolute favorite. That was the one that Judge won.
Yes,
love it.
I mean, the home run derby is really. I watch that I'm a big Mets fan. I follow the Mets. I follow the Mets decently, and but I don't watch every game, but I watch the home run derby. Like, that's the thing. Like, I go home and I sit down and I watch that. Like, I love watching the home run derby.
Of course. There's nothing absolutely wrong with that. But you know what? That's a great way to end on that, because when we come back, we're going to be talking just a little bit of baseball when we come back. And I promise you, don't change the dial unless you're Dan's grandpa. Don't turn off Alexa. Just please don't. We want you to hear us.
This show is brought to you by La Piazza, pizza, pasta, and brick oven. Delivery and both on- and off-premise catering also available. With locations at 1137 Old Country Road in Plainview, 2191 Merrick Road in Merrick, and their Cucina Italiana and Wine Bar at 512 Walt Whitman Road, Route 110 in Melville. More information and menus are available on the web by visiting lapiazzaonline.com.
I can be Nick.
Yes, you can. You're funny.
I am funny. That's why I'm here. So you are listening to WHPC Sports Talk here on the voice of Nassau Community College, 90.3 WHPC. I'm Rick Fischetti. Alongside me, I have Dan Morales and Ross Levine. You know who it is. And if you want to follow us on Twitter or the Instagrams, I'm on Instagram at Fish5710 and Twitter at Sergeant Fish. On Twitter, you can find Dan Morales at DanielMolo_.
And you know who it is. You can find me actually on Instagram with the same tag.
You know who it is.
You know who it is.
And Ross, you're not on social media yet, right?
I have like a Twitter thing on my phone now, like a Twitter account.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, I do.
What is it?
What is that Twitter?
It's like, I just look at Twitter sometimes for to laugh at.
That's not bad. I look at it for just the sports.
Yeah,
that's it. That's all I got.
I have my Instagram for sports.
Yeah, I do
That's literally
it.
That's literally
Follow all the fan pages.
Yeah, basically.
Oh, man.
Because it's constant news, like literally.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah, I do that.
Constant news. So, let's get into a quick thing of baseball, because I want to talk to you guys right now. Now, from the Boston Globe, Boston, we don't like them, Nick Carfado says that Brian Cashman might have one more trick up his sleeve, and I have the direct quote. After trading Sonny Gray to the Cincinnati Reds, there's a possibility the Yankees could pick off one of the remaining free agent starters. It likely won't be Keuchel, but are Gio Gonzalez or Irving Santana possibilities for that fifth spot? Certainly the spot is being reserved for CC Sabathia, but it would be risky for the Yankees to go into the season depending on Sabathia, who had a stent inserted during his heart operation in December. Ross, Gio Gonzalez or Irving Santana, do either one of those guys get you excited?
No.
Right?
No.
I mean, not for me either. Honestly, listen, I respect that. I respect Boston. Wonderful people, awful teams. But I can't see that. Gio Gonzalez might be interesting.
Yeah, that's interesting.
That's interesting because if he's going to be the 5th starter, and especially on the Nationals team that had, 4 aces potentially on their staff with Strasburg, Scherzer. Who else was there? When he was there was Gonzalez.
30.
Who else was there?
They had Tanner Roark.
Tanner Roark, that was it. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. But I don't know. Gio sounds interesting, but I'd rather give one of those spots because you got to remember, Yankee fans. Remember Jordan Montgomery?
Oh yeah.
He's going to come back. I'd rather give that spot to Jonathan Loaisiga, who is the kid that got hurt in the middle of the season. But before he got hurt, he was flamethrower, wonderful pitcher, very young too. Who else would I give it to? I'd probably give it to Chance Adams if they don't trade him. I don't know. Yeah. It's risky. It's risky though with Santana because he wasn't like that. I don't know. He's not like a big name. It might be an underrated move, sure, but that doesn't get me excited. It really doesn't.
No, not me either.
But you know what should get Mets fans excited? Over the weekend, they signed Justin Wilson, a former Yankee, to a 2-year deal. What do you think of that move? Nice bullpen arm.
I mean, yeah, we need bullpen arm. Definitely great for the New York Mets. The Mets really need more guns in the artillery, if you know what I'm saying. Like, they need more arms in the bullpen. Like,
of course.
I feel like that's what made the Mets 2015 championship World Series run so special, because they had the armed forces. That's what it was called, because they had a lot of arms. And then, like, now it's like not as good anymore.
Oh, definitely not.
And that's the reason why we lose half our games, because the bullpen. Because Jason DeGrom goes out there, pitches a 1-run game, and we lose 1-0. And we lose 1-0.
It's absolutely crazy. But I do want to ask you a question, because I think we addressed this last week. But I want to ask you personally.
Yes.
Brody Van Wagenen. Mm-hmm. Has he been doing a good job?
I mean, he has been making a lot of moves, more moves than I thought Mets.
But are they the right moves?
I mean, I think Wilson Ramos was a good move.
Yeah. Wilson Ramos, I feel
like we did get the second baseman from
Jed Lowry.
I feel like I liked him. The Robinson Cano. Yep, that's another one. I think that was a good move. So I feel like didn't we grade him a while ago?
Maybe.
I think we gave him like preseason. I think I gave him like a C or something.
I think I gave him a B.
I think he's deserving of a B plus right now with the moves he's making.
What would make it an A? Harper, Machado easily, right?
I mean,
Harper.
You want Harper from the Washington Nationals on the New York Mets, like that's some hatred stuff right there.
Let's be honest. What's stopping you from getting Harper?
Money.
Nothing.
I mean, does he want? I don't think he wants to play in New York.
He might, just not for the Mets.
Maybe not for the Mets. He'll play for the Yankees, but not for the Mets, because he hates the Mets.
I don't know if he hates the Mets. He actually kind of likes the Mets because he did so well against them.
That's why I wouldn't want to play for them.
Well, I don't know. I mean, it's kind of interesting. I think
Machado would definitely give him an A, in my opinion.
I think the only way the Mets and Brody Van Wagenen get an A on this offseason, because you got to look past March and April. Because normally, as you know, Dan, they start out very well.
Yeah.
And then they flare out.
And the All-Star game happens, and they decide to get injured and everything, and yeah, it's horrible. And
then it turns into a barrage of boos and a graveyard shift.
And then it turns into a 2-23 run in the 25 games.
And it's also that. Do you remember that fire that happened at Citi Field?
Yes.
It was foreshadowing something. But it's hysterical, right?
You're hilarious.
I think so. I think I'm pretty funny.
Ross, you think he's funny?
Yeah.
You're lying straight to your teeth.
No.
I can see it in his face.
No, he's not. Dan, you think I'm funny. I know you. Dan, you think I'm funny, and I'm perfectly fine with that. Also, big news. Not even just Mets news, but big baseball news. Former Mets general manager Sandy Alderson reports that he is now cancer-free.
Yep.
So, good for him. Good for Sandy Alderson. From 2 Yankee fans in the room, good job and kicking the world's worst enemy's butt. Honestly, cancer is honestly terrible. You would never wish that upon your worst enemy.
Nope, never.
No, never.
But, happy that he made it through. The same thing happened with Jim Kelly. He is cancer-free also.
Great.
But
love to hear it.
It doesn't mean that you didn't do good at your job. I'm terribly sorry.
I was going to say the same thing. I was thinking the same time. He did a horrible job, though.
He did do a horrible job.
That's not the point right now. I'm happy that he's cancer-free. That's good to hear.
That's outstanding.
That's outstanding to hear. And, Yeah, I'm happy to step away from baseball, too.
Well, yeah, because you got Van Wagenen now. Which, now that I'm looking back on it, that was an interesting hire at the time for the Mets.
It was very interesting hire.
Because they finally went outside of the box. A lot of people did not like it, because they wanted,
I don't know who he was.
Oh, God, what was his name?
Bloom.
Yes, Chaim Bloom from the Tampa Bay Rays. They wanted him because look at where the Rays are now. They're an up-and-coming team. They just traded Chris Archer for a ransom. The Rays won that trade. Because who did they bring back? They brought back Austin Meadows. Thank you very much.
Glasnow.
And Glasnow, correct. Yes, thank you very much. I was testing you, but good job. I also forget a lot, so thank you very much. But, yeah, the Rays won that trade. The Rays are going to be a thorn in the Yankees and the Red Sox side this year. I know that for a fact. So they're going to be a very gritty team to watch. So yeah, the Mets fans wanted Chaim Bloom from past performances in Tampa Bay. Nobody wanted Bob Melvin, who was not Bob Melvin, but I forgot his name. But he was a part of the Oakland A's that he wanted to be a win-now team, which the Mets were not. And are still not.
No,
I'm sorry.
No, no. I'm being a realist here. The Mets are definitely not a win-now team. They need to rebuild their team.
And do you think they're close?
I think they're getting closer every year. Every year is looking a little better, but then the same thing happens. But hopefully it's getting a little better. It's getting a little better. Like we're like these moves. These are getting me hopeful for this coming up season. Like now I'm not like, oh, we're gonna tank. I'm like, oh, we might actually like go 500 and maybe make a wild card. Maybe
this team might actually not be as bad as I think.
I'm like, if Syndergaard doesn't throw out his lat from throwing too hard, then I think we'll be fine.
Or hand, foot, and mouth disease,
or whatever he does. And Jigga cut his hair for the better. I guess so. His ERA lowered, and so did his haircut.
I mean, I guess so, but listen,
it worked.
Yeah, they're interesting. I'll say this with the Mets. If the Mets are a very interesting team because I view them as like a team that could win like maybe 80-45 games.
Yep.
Okay.
But then again, if they made the playoffs, you don't want to face them because they have the pitching.
That's true. You would not.
The problem is they gotta get there. That's the problem.
This is the problem. The thing is, like,
that's actually interesting.
If we can, if the Mets can get there, I feel like they're a scary team, though.
Yeah,
I think.
But it's just the pitching, though. In my mind, I mean, I guess you have Cano, who's been there. Jed Lowry has been there. Cespedes has been there. The whole pitching staff has been there.
Like to come back. Like if they do make it, like give them a little flame. They can turn that to a lot
has to
fire.
Go right.
A lot has to go right. Definitely,
they have to stay healthy.
If they're 100% healthy,
which never happens.
But if they're 100% healthy, the Mets are scary.
Maybe.
And like, they're like, the Mets.
The little Mets.
They're cute. Oh, no, like, I'm not gonna lie. Like, if you see Noah Syndergaard on that mound, you're not most likely, or Jacob deGrom, you're most likely not winning that game.
I mean,
okay. I understand where you're gonna go with this.
It's the past performance. That's what I have to bank on right now. I'm just so excited for the season to start. I really am. I really am.
You know what? This is the first time in a while that I'm actually excited for baseball to start.
Oh my god, me too. But I'm loving hockey season. I'm loving hockey season. I mean,
yeah. I mean, the Islanders were supposed to be bottom 5. Now they're uno.
Oh my god, it's absolutely nuts.
It's actually. It's mind-boggling. It's like Barzell.
It's literally Barry Trotz.
Barry Trotz is coach. If he doesn't win Coach of the Year, after this year, if the season goes the way it's continue to go and they make the playoffs while they lose or whatever, when
I don't care if they lose. I would love them to make the playoffs.
He should get Coach of the Year.
Listen, there's a name that you have to look out for, and we're going to get into hockey right now. Then after hockey, we're going to do our Super Bowl preview because that's what we live for, man. But oh my God, the Islanders are absolutely amazing this year. They're better than I thought, obviously. But in terms of the Coach of the Year, it's called the Jack Adams, by the way. It's called the Jack Adams Coach of the Year. Yeah. There's a name that you have to look out for: Bill Peters. Mm-hmm. He is coach of the Calgary Flames, who is also supposed to be really bad, and right now they're in a playoff spot, and they're looking really, really good. But speaking of hockey right now, Matt Barzal's first All-Star appearance, the praise that this guy got from Sidney Crosby and Chris Letang. He's the best one-on-one hockey player in the league. Every time he has the puck, he controls everything. This kid is 21 years old. He's so young, and you're getting praise from one of the best in the game right now.
I mean, I don't watch a lot of hockey, but I do see a lot of highlights, and Barzal is there a lot. That man does a lot of things for that Islander team. I think he's the glue for that team chemistry to why they're so good today. If he saw the speeds challenge, he got third behind McDavid, and I'm not surprised McDavid's the fast man. But
McDavid's amazing. McDavid is one of the best.
But you see his breakaway moves. He's very shifty with the puck. It's just insane.
You know what the problem was with Matt Barzal for a while? He didn't shoot. He was more of a pass-first player, which is fine.
Do you know why? Because you had John Tavares on your team.
Yeah, but he didn't play on a line with Tavares. Mm-hmm. And that's why he won Rookie of the Year, because he was the guy on that line. I think it was actually him, Beauvillier, and Bailey last year also. No, not Bailey. Oh, man, who was there? I don't remember. But it worked. Whoever was on the line last year, it's slipping my mind for whatever reason. But Barzal was a pass-first player. He got more assists than goals. He had the most points on the Islanders last year, more than Tavares, by the way, just by 1 point, regardless, by the skin of your teeth or not. He was the best. He was one of the best players on the Islanders last year. Yeah. Because their problem was defense. They could score. Everyone on that team could score, with or without Tavares. They couldn't play defense. And the goaltending struggled. Awful. Absolutely awful. And then Barry Trotz and Lane Lambert and Mitch Korn come in. Mitch Korn was the biggest acquisition for the Islanders this past season. Mitch Korn is the goaltending coach. Mm-hmm. He worked with Braden Holtby. Do you see how Braden Holtby is now?
Yes.
He's one of the best, not only in the Met, but in the East, maybe in the league. Mm-hmm. One of the sole reasons they won the Stanley Cup last year was goaltending. Mm-hmm. Man's unbelievable. Really is. Yeah. Look at Grice this year. I mean,
Grice
man.
Been good.
Look at Robert Lennon.
Number one in the league.
Robin Leonard,
Robert Leonard, yeah. He's phenomenal. I think it's a story and a half.
He's number one in two categories.
He's a great story, too. Battling depression, drugs, alcohol, absolutely crazy. Now, I want to talk to you about a potential maybe shakeup of the Islanders right now, is if they would make a trade.
Oh, yeah.
Now, I don't know who they would want to target. The name that keeps popping up in my head is Artemi Panarin, who is on the Columbus Blue Jackets right now, nicknamed the Bread Man. But here's the thing. Blue Jackets are in a playoff spot right now. They're in a race. Don't think they want to trade Panarin. You would have to give up a lot to get Panarin. Another name that comes up from my St. Louis Blues, Vladimir Tarasenko. The Blues are starting to get it together now, too. Tarasenko is one of the better players on the Blues right now. He is basically the Blues. I don't think they would trade him either. I don't even think he would be the first to go. I honestly think one of the first people to go would be someone on defense, like a Colton Parayko or an Alec Pietrangelo. I know they just signed him, but Pat Maroon would be a guy that I think could go because it's on a one-year deal. So any shakeups that the Islanders could make, I don't see right now. If anything, I would leave it as is. Yeah, I really would.
The only guy I would consider trading would be maybe a Jordan Eberle. Even in,
I'll tell you what.
Yeah.
If the Islanders are leading the Metro, I would not. No. But if they're pushing for a wild card, I would. I would trade Eberle because you got to remember on that line, it's Brock Nelson, it's Anders Lee, and it's Jordan Eberle. All of them are free agents at the end of the year. That one line. Now, if you had to ask me who's coming back, I would like to think it's Anders Lee because you can't lose two captains back-to-back. So I'd like to think it's Anders Lee.
I hope to think it's Anders Lee, too.
I think Brock Nelson would be back. I think that's a hard maybe. But I think you would rather part with Jordan Eberle than Brock Nelson if you're the Islanders because for whatever reason, Barry Trotz has a man crush on Brock Nelson. I don't get it, but Nelson has never...
I love Brock Nelson.
Nelson has never been that player that can really, go up to that next level. And by next level, he's not like an Alex Ovechkin type or a Sidney Crosby type, but maybe a Nicholas Backstrom. Maybe a lot of passing and shooting when you can, controlling the puck. I know he's a winger, but still, I'm just throwing out a name. Nelson's really never been on that top caliber of what Islander fans and management thought that he could be, but they have a man crush on him, and if they can make him work, and he's been playing really well this year.
Really well. He's performing very well, in my opinion.
And if they can bring him back this year, I'm okay with that.
Yeah.
Jordan Eberle was out for a little bit this year, so they brought up Josh Hosang, who has been really not as productive. He's a lot of character issues and stuff like that. But I don't know. If you ask me, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. The New York Rangers is technically status quo for me, kind of like what I expected. Not really that great, but not really that bad either. I like Quinn. I think he's a very good coach. But a couple of names that you have to look out for come this trade deadline. Kevin Hayes, Matt Zuccarello. Look, it's going to be a hard pill to swallow, but you have to understand, Ranger fans, Zuccarello is not the future. Kevin Hayes is not the future. Jimmy Vesey and Brady Shea are the future of the New York Rangers right now, and that's where you have to start. And the New Jersey Devils, Corey Schneider looks horrible in Binghamton during his rehab stint. So the Devils have no choice but to keep running out Keith Kincaid, who has been extremely disappointing, and things just pile up and get worse and worse and worse. And that's enough hockey, because when we come back, Super Bowl preview. That's my own hour. Do you like it?
I like that.
Yeah, me too.
You should get it recorded next time, and Nick can put it on there.
Pew, pew, pew. There you go.
Next time we'll be talking about the winner of the Super Bowl.
That's your drop right there. So do not change that dial unless you're Dan's grandpa. Don't turn off Alexa. Super Bowl
Alexa,
preview.
listen to WHPC.
Super Bowl preview coming up.
This show is brought to you by the Paramount in Huntington, who presents Floggin' Molly on Thursday, February 28th at 8 p.m. More information can be found online at ParamountNY.com.
I will give you $2 if you know who sings this song.
Yeah, I'm not getting $2 today. That's all I know.
Ross, do you know?
Oh, I have no idea.
Ross, no one's getting $2 today.
Yeah, I'm lost. I don't know.
Do you know what the song is called?
No.
Not even close.
Yes, that's it.
No. That's not it. No, it's not. Come on, don't look, you cheater.
Then I'm lost. I have no idea.
It's called Once in a Lifetime by the Talking Heads. Wonderful song. Weird music video if anyone has ever seen it. But I want to... Hold on. Wait. Best part. Yeah! I love this song. This is one of my favorite songs.
You're weird. Right.
I'm not weird. I love classic rock.
Anyway.
So, guys, let's talk Super Bowl. LA Rams, New England Patriots. Let's talk. What are you looking for in this game other than a Patriots loss? What do you think? Let's go. What do you think?
So what?
You were so eager to talk.
All right,
let's do it.
All right. So, dun. Okay. Anyway. All right. So basically, what am I looking for?
What are you looking for?
What are we looking for? We're looking for a very hard game fought up front between Aaron Donald and Ndamukong Suh and the Patriots offensive line that's been protecting Tom Brady so well in this playoff. Tom Brady was not sacked once in the Chiefs game. And then Justin Houston, all these guys rushing the quarterback. And if Aaron Donald and Ndamukong Suh gets paid a lot of money, Aaron Donald's Defensive Player of the Year, they should be able to sack Tom Brady and make it a living hell back there for Tom Brady so that he cannot plant his foot, get the ball off, get those quick passes to Julian Edelman, to Gronkowski down the sideline, to even Chris Hogan down the middle for a touchdown. Aaron Donald also needs to stop the Sony Michel runs at the middle, which have been getting at least 5 to 6 yards per clip. If you watch the game, Sony Michel is getting a lot of yards. He's putting a lot of work in. And they also have 3 different running backs, the Patriots.
Yes,
James White, Rex Burkhead, and Sony Michel, and they're all getting a decent amount of carries, and they're all getting big yards. The reason why the running backs are playing so good is that offensive line, and the offensive line is a big thing in football. You know that.
Yes, I'm a very big proponent of a good offensive line because I haven't seen one in quite some time. But Dan and Ross, I want to ask you something.
Yeah.
What has to go right for the Patriots to win this game? Ross, I haven't heard you, so let's go to you.
Tom Brady, Gronk, Edelman, Bill Belichick, and their defense. That's what everything needs to go right.
So you basically said their whole offense.
Exactly.
The whole offense. Now, I want to ask you guys, who is the most underrated player for each team that can propel their team to a win? For the Rams, for me, it's a guy that hasn't been mentioned a lot. It's Dante Fowler. Mm-hmm. Dante Fowler on defense, because you have Ndamukong Suh, you have Aaron Donald, and it leaves room for Dante Fowler, who was picked up by the Rams mid-season from the Jacksonville Jaguars, who was actually a Giants draft target, but we'll talk about that a different day. I'm very sad about that, by the way. But Dante Fowler is going to be an interesting name to look out for, number 56 on the Rams D, because if you're blocking Donald and Suh, Who's blocking Fowler?
Yes.
Nobody.
Exactly, nobody. I'm not calling it the 85 Bears, but you have to keep tabs on everybody right there.
Yeah.
So for me, for the Rams, it's Dante Fowler. And for the Patriots, for me, honestly, it's Julian Edelman. It's Julian Edelman simply because, number one, Tom Brady's favorite target. Number two, he's a team guy, and you can use him as a decoy. He would not care. And it's also the freaking Super Bowl. So if you have a chance of winning the Super Bowl, you're not going to care about being a decoy. So, who's the keys for the Rams and the Patriots?
The keys, in my opinion, for the Rams, it's going to be not like a certain player. I think it's going to be the Rams running game.
So
in
Todd
total,
Gurley.
Todd Gurley and C.J. Anderson.
Yeah.
If those two can have a productive night, they're going to win this football game. But if they don't have a productive night and have to rely on their Jared Goff in the pass, I feel like that the Patriots secondary is also very suited well up to play against the Rams offense. But on the Patriots side of things, in my opinion, what their key player is, or their key thing is, I think the key is on the coaching. I think the key's on Bill Belichick.
You think it's Belichick?
I think it's Bill Belichick that's going to be the key for this game because.
So you can say the same thing about McVay then?
Yeah, I can say the same thing about McVay, but like this is McVay's first. This is Bill Belichick's like a lot. Okay, like
this is Bill Belichick's insert number here.
It's like Bill Belichick's like add another tally to the marker.
That was really funny.
So
Thank
like
you for that.
Like he knows he has a game plan for what's going to happen. He's done this 3 years in a row. He's like, okay, so it's another day at the office. I know what to do today. It's already on my calendar. Like I know, like I feel like he has a game plan ready for this Rams team. They have not played each other all year. He's definitely been looking out at the Rams. Went in season.
Oh, he's been looking at the Rams. All right,
we get it.
I hear the Rams hired a new janitor, and he's been watching the practice. I'm kidding, but
named Dill Delatek, you know, like
Dill Delatek. Nice, nice.
Yep.
So Ross, the keys for the Rams. You set the Patriots. You basically set the whole offense and Bill Belichick. What about the Rams?
The Rams, I think similar. I mean, Gurley has to be healthy. He's got to be healthy. Anderson's got to play. And the key, I think the main key, and the reason why I'm saying that is because you got to keep Brady on the sidelines.
You got to keep who on the sideline?
Brady. You got to keep. If you get into a game where it has to be a shootout, then they have no chance.
You lost.
Yeah, and I think here's an X factor actually because I'm going to say Brandon Cooks.
Yeah. Wait. Yeah. You're right. Because I forgot. I was thinking about it. I was like, wait, what? But no, he got traded to the Rams.
Yeah.
He's you're
from the
right.
Patriots.
Yeah, you're right. But doesn't that scare you?
Actually, he better play well.
He better play well and not go to sleep in this year's Super Bowl like he did last year. Do you remember that hit from I don't know who
Malcolm
hit him.
Jenkins?
It was Jenkins, dude. The man put him to sleep.
That man is large.
He went none nights for like ever.
I feel like isn't it me or the Eagles has that one player that like they had Brian Dawkins, and now they have Malcolm Jenkins. Like they had that one player that like plays safety that is just humongous and likes to hit.
Dude, I loved Dawkins.
Like the Brian Dawkins. I love watching highlight films on him. I like watching highlight films like Ken Chancellor.
Yeah, I loved Dawkins. Dawkins was awesome.
Dawkins, he was an animal. He was literally like a possessed tiger.
I think that's a great way to go at it. So, guys, we are almost done with our Super Bowl preview. We are 6 days away from Super Bowl Day, which should be a holiday, actually. So we are 6 days away from finding out if the dynasty continues or if a new dynasty emerges.
Oh, that was cold. I like that.
Imagine. So, I want your score. I want your MVP.
All right. So am I going first?
You can if you would like.
I mean, Eric.
Seniority rules. You can go first.
No, that means you go first.
Dan, go first.
Okay, I'm going first. All right, so my score, I think it's going to be 33-28 New England.
So it's high scoring.
Yes. Okay. And I think the MVP is going to be Tom Brady.
Okay, nice cop out.
No, but like if it's not Tom Brady, I'll give you my plan B. It's gonna be Julian Edelman.
Okay, Ross.
I'm gonna go 34-31 Rams. Actually.
Wow. Okay, who's your MVP? Greg the Leg?
Jared Goff.
Greg the Leg!
Jared Goff.
All right, now this one is a little bit tough for me. Because as Dan knows, Ross, you don't know. I have family in Los Angeles. They are huge Rams fans.
I mean, I just want to put out a quota that I do not want the Patriots to win.
You just think they'll win.
I'm just being a realist right now. Okay.
Yeah,
okay.
Of course. You just think they'll win. That's perfectly fine. So this might be a little bit tough for me. I'm thinking with my gut here. I'm thinking with my total gut. I'm gonna say 35-31 Rams.
Whoa!
35-31 Rams. The MVP, Todd Gurley.
All right, that man took like 3 snaps last week.
Yeah, but you got to play him now. It's the damn Super Bowl.
You have to.
Come on, let's bring the Super Bowl back to the Rams.
Hot take, Eric Fischetti.
What, Todd Gurley?
No.
That's not hot. That's like lukewarm. That's nothing. Come on. So, guys. MVP Todd Gurley.
Oh, yeah.
I called the Rams win against the Saints. I was the only one. Don't give me that garbage. All right? So, this was brought to you by the lovely people here at 90.3 WHPC Sports Talk with Dan Morales and Ross Levine and Eric Fischetti. I'm going to incorporate my show in here, too. This is the chance where we bring in the closer. It's the same thing like the 2-minute drill. So, Dan, you go first, my guy.
Alrighty. So, you just heard my Super Bowl pick and my why Tom Brady, because I think he's going to have a 4-touchdown game with over 300 passing yards. That's why.
Wow.
I think he's going to do his thing in the Super Bowl. And shout out to the New York Islanders for being first place in Metropolitan. And shout out for the Knicks to losing so they can Zion.
Yeah!
Let's
Take
go.
for Zion!
New York sports.
Go New York, go New York, go.
Ross?
Yeah,
Ross?
One thing I want to say, John Perry, the same referee, and that is going to be calling this game, the Super Bowl. He's the same referee that called the Giants beating the Patriots.
Oh, yeah?
In 2012. Yep.
That's cool.
Maybe a little bit of conflict of interest.
Yeah, and congrats to the Islanders' first place in the Metro.
Thanks, guys. Appreciate that. Greatness enters Sandman into the Hall of Fame, being the first unanimous player to be voted into the Hall of Fame. And who better than Mariano Rivera?
It's the best. It's the best.
And here's a hot
take. Did you see the reaction?
Yes, I did.
It was wonderful to see.
And here's a hot take. I think Derek Jeter will join him next year as the next unanimous player.
Ooh.
I don't think
yeah.
because Jeter is going to be like that player. How can you not vote for him?
Steve K in the building right now.
Steve K in the building, but first, what a great broadcast. But I think it's time to say, because we are, and even though we sure had a great show. But if you want to stay tuned to Revelations, that's probably a wonderful idea, because Steve K is in the
best
building.
idea you can make today.
So from Danny Morales, from Ross Levine, I'm Eric Fischetti saying we'll see you next time.
See you guys later.
Same time, same bat place, same bat channel. Goodbye, everybody.